Pan.
I like Panera Bread. I don't know what the deal is.
Tastes like hospital food.
Yeah, Panera's trash.
The bread bowl with the soup in it.
Yeah, what about the broccoli cheddar?
I have a spoon phobia.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes
I used
sense.
to fucking eat yogurt with forks.
Yeah.
Grab the KY, get yourself ready. You got some sliding to do. Hanging out with TL and the boys, maybe some critters too. So get your phone and get on the gram. You know where to find the man. Slide into the DMs. Girls on your mind. Slide into the DMs. But baby, take your time. Slide, slip it on in. Here we go again. DM Monday.
What's up, y'all? Trey Lewis here. You're listening to my podcast, DM Monday. Got my co-host, Trey Bonner, Matt Burrell. How we doing, guys?
Excellent.
Doing good. Happy to be back in Nashville, dude. Texas was a fucking blast.
It was. Texas was fun. We had a blast.
We really did have a blast. And getting out there, it was a long trip to go there. I got to say, because Alex does this thing about game balls on the road. Like when he comes out, occasionally say like whoever gets the game ball. Dude, Nick Haynes has been fucking crushing it, driving that damn bandwagon.
Nick Haynes gets the game ball every time.
He's going to have a full head of hair back on his head from as good as
He's better
been
for real.
He's a great driver. He's doing good at selling the merch, and it's great to just have him out there, man.
And he can fucking party too.
Dude,
he can do it all.
He can party. He can back
hang.
the trailer. He can do it all.
Yeah, he's solid, man. He got us down there quick. And yeah, it was a good week, dude. Mavericks was
Shout out to Tracy.
was fun. Yeah, Tracy,
and then Leo, the owner.
Oh yeah, Leo.
Leo's
he
an
gave
old
McIlwain $100 for his Who's fucking shirt.
dude. And you guys did like a jersey swap, right, Matt?
Yeah. I swapped for a cutoff.
Only Mavs. It looks like only fans.
Yeah.
Only
Brutal. I saw that picture in the group chat. I was like, I don't. This is a bad thing to wake up to.
I posted a bunch of pictures because McIlwain's birthday was Saturday on Instagram. He got a text from his mom. She was like, real disappointed, Matthew.
Oh no. Well, I'm proud of you, McIlwain.
I'm proud of you too, Matt.
Yeah.
We love you, man.
We love you. So
You had a fill-in crew this weekend.
yeah, we had the fill-ins. We call them the replacements.
The better replacements.
You know how we do the on three, whatever.
Yeah.
We decide to say. Usually, Jason does drugs and lights, but it was the replacements. Yeah, it was. They were super fun. Super pro guys.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't miss a note. Fucking crushed it. But it was funny. We were like in the bus, and McIlwain and somebody else was like telling them about like the bus call, like the bus snacks and stuff, like whatever you want's free reign, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, and I haven't really said much to this point, I was like, yeah, and if you get like real hungry, and they're like locked in on what I'm about to say, I'm like, if you get real hungry, you can eat my ass.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh man,
Hope I don't get that hungry.
God damn.
yeah.
I'm always hungry. This isn't good.
So, but we had a good time, man. It was cool. We went back to that place in spring after we played in Houston. Rowdy's, yeah, it was cool.
Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, Ingram was awesome too. It was good to finally hang out
meet
with
him.
The best Q6 employee.
and tell him how he earned his spot as a part of the crew. You were laughing about this. Ingram was giving, I forget what he said, but he was like giving me shit. Ingram, which is like part of being in the crew.
Yeah, he was already giving Burrell shit because like we all give you shit.
Yeah.
And like we've never met him before, but he edits the podcast.
So he knows.
It's like he knows.
He knows our deepest, darkest secrets.
Yeah,
he really does.
So he's just like giving you shit. That was great.
How was the boat?
The boat was fun. Sacco, Wacko,
Dude.
and O'Malley, and O'Malley's Critter, and then
Who is our merch model on the website?
the
backwards cowboy hat.
It's cowboy hat that Jordan Walker called us out for.
He wasn't the only one. We had like 5 of them.
But the boat was fun. We like that lake that we were on. I can't remember. Lake Travis.
Yeah, Travis.
Y'all remember the movie Spy Kids?
Yeah.
Did y'all ever watch
Greatest
that?
movie of all time.
Yeah, the house that they filmed that on was there.
For real? Did you see it?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Dude,
That's my favorite movie.
I love that movie. I remember me and my sister used to watch that shit all the time.
Yeah, the
Remember
first one and the third.
Remember the thumbs?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever meet people and you're like, God, that guy looks like one of those thumbs off of Spy Kids.
Unfortunately, I do.
Yeah. Looks like a fucking thumb.
They're out there.
Yeah.
The thumb people.
But that was cool. And then I was asleep in my bunk after the Saturday night show, and Baril wakes up. He's like, "Oh, we can't get through here, but y'all are at the hotel." I was like, "Cool, figure it out. I'm fucking out of here."
Yeah, we. To be fair.
To be fair,
a lot of tour managers are responsible for booking the travel plans. That is not my jurisdiction because I do not get those hotel points. Wink, wink. So we had a little bit. It was a different kind of weekend with flying around. And,
well, I mean,
and
you probably fuck it up, so that's probably why you don't do it.
I wouldn't. It was just
no comment.
I would have liked to have known that the hotel we were dropping you at had a clearance of 12 feet 6 inches.
Hey man, it's just part of the road. You figure it out.
We did figure it out. And
just don't tell me about it. Tell somebody else. You know.
Yeah, we figured it out, and we figured it out, and then we made it to Buc-ee's, and the Buc-ee's had a raise.
Did y'all have to back out, or were you able to pull through the front?
We had to flip it, like K-turn it, and then go out the entrance.
Oh, okay.
In a very smooth as
You'll get it
possible
stuck? What the
way.
fuck?
We basically pulled in, so they.
All I did was get out of the car and go check into the hotel. I was like, fuck y'all.
So they were staying at the Hyatt Regency at the DFW airport.
Oh,
so
solid.
the airport, the hotel's like at one of the terminals. So we dropped DAS off the
lighting.
Dude, all lighting guys, by the way, are they're all kind of similar to me.
Yeah, they're all
kind of similar. Like you can, if you were to line up people like someone did like. Not someone did. That sounds bad when I say someone did a crime, but like when they line a bunch of people up.
I pick them up out of lineup. You're like, that guy either does drugs or lights.
Both. If he's a good lighting guy,
or drinks or does lights.
If he does lights,
Doss did drinks and lights, right?
He did drinks and lights, and he had some fun. He had a good time, but we had to drop him off at the airport, and then I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can check these guys in early, let them get some sleep, and then we can get some sleep, whatever. So I called the hotel, and I was like, yeah, we're coming in. Our clearance.
That was solid, dude. Because we were able to check in and like go right to sleep at like noon.
I was so it wasn't even noon. It was
like 11.
No, it was like 7 in the morning.
Oh, really?
It was like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. And I was not even. It was like 5 something because we had to have DOS there before 6. But I told him, hey, we're driving in a tour bus, and the height is this. Like, oh, buses come through all the time. You'll be fine. And I told him the number, and we were 4 inches too big. I had a little Terry problem.
Never had that problem.
Me either.
I haven't either. But yeah, overall though, it was a fun weekend.
It was a fun weekend, and then once y'all left us, me and Mcilwain sang. I sang "Dick Down in Dallas" in front of 20,000 people.
Yeah, Dos Equis Pavilion.
Dos Equis Pavilion in Dallas. It was really fun. Catering was good as always.
Fuck me, what would y'all have?
I wasn't big on catering in Houston. I only went to the Houston show. I don't think you missed much there. We were obviously
they had
very
the
grateful
self-serve ice cream. That was good.
Well, they had self-serve ice cream for band members and whatever. So Trey was like, I get up on stage and play with the band. I'm going to eat this ice cream.
Yeah.
And he was walking around.
I dare somebody say something to me.
And he was walking around like Forrest Gump, just going up to people.
Ice cream.
Lieutenant Dan, I got you some ice cream. He was just going up to people.
I'm glad I wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was funny.
It was a good time. And then afterwards, it was Mcilwain's birthday. So we went to the Gentleman's Club.
How old are you, Mcilwain? 21 and a half?
32.
God damn.
Was it our
Baby Dolls?
Oh yeah, one of my favorite gentlemen's clubs. Very classy establishment.
They played both of my hit records in there.
Dick Down to Dallas and Dick Down to Dallas remix.
Dick Down to Dallas and Single Again.
There were girls dancing.
God damn it!
There were girls dancing a single again.
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
It was cool.
Something else that was great from this weekend was the meet and greets. Were wild.
Yes.
Texas meet. I mean, and we were just in the run before we were in Florida, and those were fucking wild too.
Yeah.
Let's thank you for the hookup on the one meet and greet. We had a good time. But
are you talking about Florida?
Yeah. But the being in Texas, the meet and greets are always a little wild. They're like a different breed down there. In Buda, the meet and greet, and probably our fan of the week, my vote for fan of the week, the Flasher. With the balloons.
Yeah, she had her tits out in the front row the entire time.
That's awesome.
Dude,
I have a picture. I'll show you.
I saw the picture.
Did you?
Yeah.
Bro, they were bigger than your head.
And then there's
much.
that guy that always comes, the beer bong Steve guy.
Yes.
He like comes to the show and pretends like he's me. I don't know. Or people think he's me because we look alike.
And what he does, he buys like 6 or 7 shirts, has Trey sign them, and then Trey throws them out into the crowd.
Which is cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
appreciate
That's
the
cool.
support.
But like he told that girl thought he was me, and he like signed her boobs, and then he told her that I don't know. She got mad and left at him.
Yeah, it's just
I don't know what happened.
interesting character. But for you guys, real quick, what are some of your favorite meet and greet memories? Like some of the wilder ones that you remember
I would say the first pair of titties that I ever signed in Texas. I mean, they were probably.
I have a picture.
She was super hot.
I have a picture of that girl of that
My
moment.
favorite was when I think we were in Huntsville, maybe. I don't know. We were in Alabama, I think. When you signed that girl's forehead and then their boyfriend just fucking raised a fit, and then you're like, yep, get him out of here.
Where was this at?
I don't know. I think in Alabama.
Oh, I know we played one.
With Jordan Rager. No, we were in South Carolina or something.
Oh, here you go.
Which, by the way, I just saw on Snap this girl Lex, who works at the Blind Horse.
Yeah.
Just posted on her Snapchat story today. Totally didn't get Trey Lewis to sign my ass, and it's a picture of her ass signed from a year ago. So a year ago, you were signing asses in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite meet and greet memory, obviously I like it when you get the security guards involved. When you just get up, and it's usually a dude named Big Country. There's like 10 big. We've encountered like
there's that guy at the range 231.
Yeah,
the guy with the barbecue.
I've never had his barbecue. I'm sure it's
barbecue.
not good.
The range.
It's good. It is good. It's called like I can't remember the name of it.
If it isn't Souls, I'm not interested.
Yeah. But anyways, I just had him over there signing boobs, signing breasts too. So it was cool. I just want to take a second to say I've gotten a lot of DMs over the past like I don't know 3 or 4 weeks. People telling me that they enjoy the podcast and like different things about the podcast. So we just want to say that we really appreciate that. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I mean, it's a good time. But we don't have any sponsors yet or anything, so it's kind of a money pit.
I'm just here for the snacks.
We appreciate you sending those messages. It means a lot.
Now, what I will say will help with getting sponsors is if you guys subscribe and you guys leave reviews on iTunes, on YouTube, you leave comments, you're telling your friends, and if you're doing that, those are stats that we can work with to get more sponsors.
Yeah, I mean, hell, y'all got me a couple of #1 songs. Let's get some fucking sponsors, baby.
Let's do it. Speaking of #1 songs, you got a new song coming out.
Got a new song coming out. It's called My Ex Came Over Last Night. It's about the same ex, about the first time she came over after we had broken up. But I'm pumped about it. Wrote it with Jake Rose, which was on our last episode.
He was awesome.
And I guess when this episode comes out, it will have it'll be coming out that
week.
So it's coming out this Friday.
Yeah, and seeing the reaction of people at the live show with My Ex Came Over, like I like how you guys rock it in the beginning now. Like it goes from long list to single again to My Ex Came Over. Like it's balls to the wall from
we added it to the set, kind of like we did with single again. So it's been pretty cool.
I want Mcilwain to read the word of the week. I don't know if he's got it pulled up over there or not, because I just think it'll sound better with his Selma accent.
Word of the week, here directly.
You got to pronounce it like that.
Directly.
Here directly. Read it.
I don't ever say that. I always say
directly over there.
Yeah. I always say like I'll head that way here in a minute.
Yeah.
Directly.
It's
directly.
It's right over there. It's directly over there.
Directly. McDonald's directly over there. I love how you say McDonald's.
The McDonald's is directly over there.
They got a McDonald's in Selma, Alabama?
Of course. It's Selma.
Of course. It's Selma.
It's about the only thing we got. That and a Taco Bell.
Heck yeah.
I got a Mr. Waffle. Don't forget that. It's basically just like Waffle House. It's just called the Mr. Is it the Mr. Waffle or
just Mr. Waffle?
Mr. Waffle.
Is it like a chain or is it just?
No, it's just a knockoff. I have seen one other.
It's actually better than Waffle House for real.
I bet it is.
Yeah, they got all the old food, that's caked on the griddle. So, you're getting all the old stuff too.
Oh, great. There you go. You get buy one, get one. That's there you go. Awesome, man. You want to tell us about our guest today?
Yeah, today we have Nicky T from Raised Rowdy. He's played a big part in Dick Down in Dallas, going viral, and he's been a friend to all of us, and he used to post my music and talk about his music on Raised Rowdy before Dick Down in Dallas. So I feel like he's been a part of it from the get-go. So I'm pretty pumped about having him on today. We tried to do a podcast. Well, I was actually on Raised Rowdy a couple of times, but the first time we ever tried to do it,
that was a disaster.
Were you in on that one?
I was there to help, and it was a fucking disaster.
It was the writers and me, and it ended up not working out. But we've definitely had some great conversations in the past on the Raised Rowdy podcast, and I'm looking forward to having him on today. It's going to be a good time.
Hell yeah.
We got some treats. We're gonna do some things.
I'm very excited for the segments today.
Yeah, the segments are great. All right, folks. Here's our interview with Nicky T. Nicky T in the house. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Everybody's clocking in. Bonner's got a white claw.
Dude, I got balance.
What is that? Naked juice?
Yeah, actually, you can't,
Green Machine, dude. That's the good stuff, right?
I think so. It tastes like butthole,
Yeah,
but
Mac.
it's healthy.
Like Panera.
If I
fuck
had that, I'd
Panera.
put like extra pickle juice in it.
I like Panera bread. I don't know what the deal is.
Tastes like hospital food that you
Dude,
have to pay
Panera's
for.
trash.
the bread bowl with the soup in
Yeah.
it.
What about the broccoli cheddar?
I have a spoon phobia.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes
I used
sense.
to fucking eat yogurt with forks.
Yeah. I'm not saying I like everything at Panera, but there's some like, turkey bacon bravo and then the broccoli cheese soup. Yeah, I'll eat that.
Yeah.
The
I
bread bowl
love it.
too. Fire.
The bread bowl, the bread.
The good
fire.
thick chips.
The
That's why I
breakfast,
look
the
like this.
bagels.
Oh,
I mean,
the
their
breakfast
bagels
foods
aren't
are
bad,
solid.
right?
They're not great, but they're
But they're not terrible.
They're better than a lot of other places.
Yeah, in the South, right?
I'll give them that.
Panera Bread is one of those places that they have like a coffee thing. My brother just said,
Oh, yeah, you subscribe monthly.
Yeah.
And you get like unlimited or whatever.
Yeah, I went in there one morning because I was like trying to waste some time, and Mark Addison Chandler's just sitting there in the corner. And he's like, "Yeah, they got a coffee thing. I just come in here every morning and drink like a gallon, and then go right home." That's how that sounds about right.
my brother's on the road for work, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I just get the subscription every time I pass by. I get another drink." I'm like, "That's awesome."
Yeah,
Get you in there though. You probably eat lunch there way more often if you're doing that.
Yeah.
it's a lot of coffee.
Yeah, I don't drink too much coffee.
Well, Raised Rowdy, baby.
Yeah,
Up in here.
we in this.
I was telling the people and these guys, before you got here, you used to post my music before it was even the cool thing to do.
Yeah,
Before Dig
the
Down.
olden days.
The olden days, yeah.
Dude, I remember like when Trey Trey Bonner, that's your guy,
Yeah.
and one of the co-hosts was like helping out with Raised Rowdy like back in the day, like right when we started, and he was like bringing us all the people and. That he was like, these are the people that are like awesome, and it ended up that he was right with all the people. He had real good taste and great
I got
people that he brought
the
early.
older.
Dude, I think that's the only one of those that was ever made.
That's why I'm scared to wear it out because I don't want anything to happen to it, but it's my favorite.
The tiger camo camp hat. Yeah, that thing's great.
Well, that's great.
like
we have a print to order store because we're poor and can't afford to like hold too much merch.
Yeah.
And that was on there, and I was like, Trey, you want this? And he's like, yeah.
It's like if Raised Rowdy was hipster
Yeah. I mean, we're
and hated everything.
yeah, we don't hate everything, but we definitely are slightly hipster.
Perfect.
I got a new hat coming out that looks pretty hipster. I showed Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You're
Yeah.
gonna go nuts.
I'll get you. Yeah. Well, that way you'll have two, and you can like switch them off. And
That seems safe.
yeah, better.
So you're from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, man. I grew up between Pittsburgh and West Virginia, so a little town called Connellsville.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Not
How
too much going
redneck
on
is
there.
it up there?
It is more white trash than it is redneck for sure.
We went to
Markleysburg.
Markleysburg.
Oh, that's redneck. Yeah,
Dude, that's the most redneck shit I've ever seen. I'm from Alabama.
yeah, yeah, man.
We pulled up there.
We
Yeah.
drove the van around the dirt track.
Yeah,
Yeah. Had a blowout on the way home.
dude. So what they say is they're like, it's Philadelphia and it's Pittsburgh and it's Kentucky in between.
Yeah.
you know.
It basically is.
Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's a real
man.
thing.
Yeah, I was watching Comedy Central. Those guys, or no, Country. What is it? Country Central.
Central, yeah.
yeah, Country Central. I was watching they did a hot takes with Hardy.
Yeah.
and Hardy was like, the Midwest and all that is much more
Up north, yeah.
yeah, up north is much more redneck than the South, and I totally agree with that statement. But I didn't ever notice that until I really started touring up there.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I haven't traveled as extensively as you guys have.
Yeah.
there's a lot of country people, man, especially like Ohio. I have a lot of friends in Ohio. That's country folk, dude. Farmers and like, lots of land in the middle of Ohio and on the western side close to Indiana.
Yeah, just a lot of blue collar, hard working.
Absolutely, man.
And
they love country music. It's a good country music scene up there.
Yeah.
From Pittsburgh. I mean, of course, the middle of nowhere, all those people love country. It's nice red country, Yeah. and then, but like all of Ohio too, man, all the way out to the western part. We're doing a couple festivals this year that we're working with. Blame My Roots Fest, which is like on Pittsburgh side of Ohio, and then Country Concert, which is on the west side, almost in Indiana.
They might talk a little funny, but they probably think the same thing about us. But it is very, very red.
Yeah, have you been up? I wasn't with you for them, but you've done some Kid Rock shows up that way, right? Like in Michigan and Ohio and stuff.
Yeah,
already?
but when the thing with that is we're like in the city and when we're out,
Okay,
so
so
it's
you're not
not like we're
seeing
like driving through, like.
Well, I'm just saying the people up there. Like you get a sense of the crowd.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Anybody at a Kid Rock show has done some redneck shit a time or two in their day.
Yeah, like when I was at the one here, I was like, I've never seen so many fake breasts and it just smells like glitter. I'm like, I love it.
Glitter and affliction and cologne you can smell dude's cologne from 20 feet away. It's like, all right, let's not hang out.
You see a lot of ladies that are like pinned up with like power buns and then also a lot of fake breasts.
Yeah, the other night at the Dallas show, there was Bob does this thing every night where when he plays Bad Reputation, he gives a saxophone away.
Yeah, I saw that when he was in Pittsburgh.
Well, this girl took her whole shirt off, bra and everything, and threw it on the stage. And for like probably 2 or 3 songs, she just sat there with her like the biggest fake tits you've ever seen, just full of like I don't know, 90s porn or something, just big boobs. And he gave her the saxophone, but it was hilarious.
She earned it.
Yeah, she earned it. Like they put him. And the thing too is like he has a camera crew. He's got with amphitheaters. There's 2 screens here, and then there's a one in the back for the people in the lawn.
Yeah.
Where we would be if we bought tickets for the show.
Yeah.
But like they put their tits on the screen, so it was cool. It was awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, we were at Country Concert one year, and one of our friends took their top off. We were in the front row of the side stage, and she just had it off the whole set. And the security guards were just like, "Yep."
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna say?
That's what this country is founded on.
Yeah, yeah. It's something for everyone, I guess. But
yeah. So what were you like in high school? That's what I want to know.
Oh man,
what were you doing in high school? What were you like thinking? Like, what does Nicky T want to be in high school? What does he want to do when he grows up?
I mean, so I was like a mixture between a good kid and a bad kid. Mm-hmm. So I was in like Diocese Youth Ministry Council, but also drank beer since I was 15. So you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like I played football, but we were really, really bad at football. So like literally we won 2 games my freshman year, and then we didn't win any my sophomore, junior, or senior.
Oh, nice.
So I was a football player, but like it wasn't that cool to be a football player, Yeah. Because we sucked.
How big was your school? Was it smaller or what?
Yeah. My graduating class was 107, and that was the biggest class in like 10 years.
Wow.
So it's a Catholic school. I went to a Catholic high school. So which was great because I was kind of a slacker growing up. So they kind of leaned on me a little bit where I feel like I would have probably not got leaned on as much if I was in the public school there.
So what did you want to do coming out of high school?
So I was going to be a teacher.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know when I was going into college. I was just like, I'm going to go to college because it sounds pretty fun and that's what we're supposed to do, Yeah. Like the high school I went to.
What's the John Belushi movie? You like watched that? Animal House. Like watched that a couple times.
Yeah. It was one of those things where it's like I knew I wanted to do that. I knew I didn't want to go to the military at that time. I was like one of my brothers went straight to the military. One went to college and kind of like dropped out. And then my other brother was 2 years older than me, went to Pitt. So I was like, well, I'll go to Pitt, like check that out. And man, he saved my life when I was getting to college. He was like, Nick, do not schedule any classes before noon, period. I know how you are. And I know if you do that, you're going to fail out your freshman year. So Chaz saved my life. Nice. He saved my college career at least, Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I think I was like a psychology major my freshman year. And then I drank a lot, and my psychology professor did not think that I was very great at school. So I think I got a D, the only D I ever got in college. And I was like, well, I guess I probably shouldn't be a psychology major. That's the only D I got. So I started studying social studies. And I was thinking about being a social studies teacher.
You would have been the coolest social studies teacher ever. Because social studies teachers are the coolest teachers.
Yeah,
from
they're
from my
solid.
experience.
My social studies teachers were fun.
Yeah.
And then I went and did like my pre-student teaching, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do this at all.
It's like, I fucking hate these kids.
I fucking hate these kids.
Yeah, I was like, this sounded really cool when I was like
teacher's
19.
aid or what? Yeah.
Yeah, I went and like did the student teaching before student teaching because it was like a 5-year program.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't want to do this at all.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I decided not to. And man, got out of school, just worked random jobs. I worked at like
Did
a
you
call center.
finish school or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my 4-year degree in 4.5 years, and had that nice little half-year super senior kind of thing going on, you know. And then started working at a call center and just did like customer service.
Those
and
are
sales.
the worst jobs ever, right?
Yeah, it was not the best, but honestly, like it's funny. I learned.
I just
a lot
mean
of,
like the quality of people that you work with and
yeah.
those things.
You
Well, that
see
was the
some
cool
characters.
thing. Yeah, that was the cool thing. Was like they were like, "Oh, you're not like a complete moron. Like, let's move you up." You know.
That's the best part, though. It's like,
Why you don't do heroin? Let's let's
You're,
get you
you're
on
running
up.
this shit. Yeah.
So like, yeah, I was there like a year, and I was like a supervisor, and then they made me like a floor supervisor. I was answering all like the disgruntled people, you know.
Yeah.
And then I went and did sales for a while, but. Man, I'll tell you what, like I was talking to a friend, Sarah Beth, today, and I was like, the skills I learned at that call center of just talking to people all day and trying to deal with their problems have helped me in my life for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Every shitty job I had has led me to not as shitty of a job that I have now.
to a less shitty job.
Yeah. Way cooler job.
So, where did you work next? Did you just like?
So I did Verizon Wireless. I worked at a call center, and then I did retail sales, and then I was like a manager for like a few months there at a store in Johnstown, and I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And then I had some buddies that were in like the corporate world, and I had a friend that was like, yo, we're hiring at my place that I work at. It's a logistics job. And it was, 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. I was like, that sounds great. So, man, I worked there for like 15 years, almost 15
Up
years.
until you moved here.
Yeah.
So how about your passion for country music? Where did that start?
So my dad listened to country music growing up, like while I was growing up. So he worked shift work. So he would sleep at 8 hours a day, but at random times during the day. So
Like swing shifts.
exactly.
And stuff like that.
Yeah. So he had one of those old brown clock radios. I don't know if you remember those
Yeah.
things, and they were loud.
Yeah.
And he literally had it right next to his ear, blasting 90s country just to drown out the 4 boys in the house.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So I knew country music before I really like knew what it was even. I knew the songs. I knew Chattahoochee, and I knew songs before I even knew that it was Alan Jackson singing them. So, but back then it wasn't like super cool in the North to like country music, at least not where I was from. So I was a big rock and roll guy. I liked, at the end of my high school career, I started getting into like rap music, but it was mostly rock.
Yeah, and I mean, we had Jake Rose on here last week, and we talked about like, and I talk about this a lot. Like, I don't know, I'm 34. How old are you?
40.
40 or 40.
Yeah.
So like when I was in high school, dude, we had like mixed CD,
Yeah.
with like Tupac on
Yeah.
it, some Biggie, like some what was it, Wildflowers, just like just like, but you would just have a mixture of like all different kind of genres. you
Yeah.
know, and one CD, and you listen to it all night.
Yeah, we'd have that for sure too. And honestly, like when I was working, the Zac Brown Foundation album like really brought me into country. Like where I was starting to go to shows, and then
Is that the
album
one with
hit.
like whatever it is, whatever?
That was the one with Chicken Fried.
Chicken Fried.
That
yeah.
was like their big coming out.
He
their
did
first album.
He did the Jolene cover on that.
Yeah, and honestly, man, like that
Flight
whole album,
Record.
as well as the second album, I was like, these are insane. This is country music? That's crazy,
Yeah.
And that started me down the rabbit hole. And that's when like streaming was starting. So up to that point, it was like you could download one song on your phone. It just started to be able to do that. And it was like, but you couldn't like stream stuff. So then streaming hit, and I was like, oh, what is this world,
Yeah.
that's opened up? Because I've always been a music fan ever since I was a kid. Like when I was growing up, I would watch MTV while my brother wanted to watch cartoons, and I had older brothers that were all into different kinds of music, So 13.
Are you the youngest?
I'm the youngest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Baby boy.
So
Me too.
yeah, so 13 years older than me, they had very broad spectrums of music I was listening to, And then my dad was all country. If I was in the car with him, it was all country. My mom, all R&B, like oldies, you know.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
But with my brothers, I remember being in the back seat of my brother Steve's 1982 Volkswagen Scirocco, just rocking out to Metallica, you know, like, and just everything, you know. But that I started really falling in love with country when it was like started going to shows.
Yeah.
So when I got my
What was
new
your
job,
first?
my first show ever,
Yeah, first country show.
man, I don't even know.
You've been to a
I've
lot
been
of
to
shows.
so many shows.
Like, if you had to guess how many shows you've been to, how many?
1 million shows.
no,
You've done over 100 in a year.
For
You've
sure.
done that for years in a row.
yeah, dude. I mean, we were just going every weekend when I lived in Pittsburgh. We were going like 2 weekends a month on driving 4 hours or 3 hours and going to see shows.
Man,
you know?
I used to do that shit too. I feel
Sounds
that.
awful. I
Yeah,
hate
it
sitting
was
in the
fun,
car.
but
But you, I mean, there's so many people that are like that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
though.
like, you're part of the reason that, you know,
it works.
it works.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. I remember like we would drive to Columbus to see Muscadine, you know,
Yeah.
and like I remember going and booking to go to Windy City Smokeout in Chicago because so many bands that I'd never seen because they never left the Southeast all were on one booking. You know, I was like, I get to see Riley Green, I get to see Muscadine, Langston, all of them at one festival. You know,
And they were all side stage at that point, right?
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Mike Ryan, like, you know, all these people, like we got a picture with Riley Green. He was just in a white tee and like nobody knew who he was then, but Ed Warm did in Chicago, you know, because he had a good ear for that stuff and saw what was happening. But man, a lot of those artists at that point, like never traveled to the Northeast, you know, especially the ones that were on the come up. Then we got a venue called Jurgles in Pittsburgh. And Jurgles is the classic venue of country music on the rise, rap and rock music on the decline, right? Which is a great venue, you know?
Yeah, we play a lot of those.
Yeah, they're
It's like
great, though.
Zydeco, basically.
Yeah. And so it was a great venue. A radio station came to the town. So it was our third country station in Pittsburgh. And they partnered with that venue. So they'd bring a ton of shows in. And so, man, we would just go, it'd be Tuesday night, Thursday night, or whatever. Sometimes 2-3 nights a week, they'd have a country show. And it's $5 or $10. It's like, let's go. So that's kind of how we rallied a crew in Pittsburgh, who are all the folks. Like, if you ever see pictures of me with 20 people wearing Raised Rowdy gear, that's at a
Yeah.
show at Jurgles in Pittsburgh, you
Nice.
know? The Cadillac 3, we were at a show and there's like 25 of us all wearing Raised Rowdy gear. And they were like, oh, damn, you know, like this is happening.
They wrote you a song, right?
So, yeah, they wrote a song called Raised Rowdy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jaron, Neil, and Randy Montana. They never cut it, but they let us use the demo for our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I wish they'd cut it one day. Please cut it, guys, wherever you are. But man, it's they've been super good to us too, and that's kind of how the roots of Raised Rowdy started. Was like we gave koozies that of our crew. We called ourselves the Rowdy Gentlemen of Leisure.
Yeah.
Just we're idiots.
But it's like, you say that, they've been good to you, but like Raised Rowdy, y'all have been good to us. Like it's like an artist's career doesn't exist without people like y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That like drive, 4 hours every week.
And then buy merch and then everything.
And play it for all their friends.
Like I remember when you were early on when you were, you came out to where McKinney almost died.
Slide and ride. R.I.P.
Yes.
baby. R.I.P.
We miss you, Slide and Ride.
Like I remember I was like, Brill, get Nicky T whatever he wants at the merch table. He's like, no, I'm buying it.
Yeah, dude, I like to support.
That's
man.
cool.
And his one of a kind all access pass that
Yeah.
we still
Yes.
honor to this day.
You still have it?
I think I have it in a box. Yeah, but I just make a new one every time.
Do you remember the Tony Stewart
Yeah,
card
the
you
card
gave me? I still have
that I
that.
signed?
Yeah. Me and Nicky T's always kind of like known who I am, but like we started to kind of like become friends, and I finally just like got to a point where I was like, dude, I just want to let you know you kind of look like Tony Stewart.
Close enough. Good
Yeah.
enough for government work,
And,
I'm like value brand Tony Stewart.
He came to the show. He's like, man, I got you a present. And I was like, man, what kind of present is he going to give me? He gives me a Tony Stewart baseball card. It's like in one, and you signed it.
I signed it, Nicky T.
It's great. It's great.
I mean, I do kind of look like Tony Stewart, but
A better looking version.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
Way
so.
better looking.
He has way more money, so he's definitely better looking than me. Yeah,
We saw Tony Stewart down in Key West. too.
Did you?
You.
Oh yeah, me.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
So how do you start this Raised Rowdy thing? I mean, I remember it first coming on the scene,
Yeah, man.
and I remember just being like, God, man, these people are posting like 10 times a day, and it's like all great content. Like, what is this?
Yeah, we man, so I've just been, like I said, I've been a crazy country music fan for a while. And then I'd always been the guy that would like show new artists to my friends. And like I'd be the one that would like, hey, let's get tickets to this concert. They're going on sale this week. If we don't get them, we're not going to get them. Or like try to get a crew to people to get like pit tickets. So I've just had a passion for music in general and live music. My friends were always like, you need to do something with this. You need to do something with this. And I'm like, what, dude? From Pittsburgh? Like, what do I do? You know? And eventually we had given out these koozies we just made 200 koozies just because we're idiots and that's what we did.
Yeah.
And we just like gave them out at festivals, and we had some left, and we gave them to the Cadillac 3 at a meet and greet. And we gave them to John Party's band at a meet and greet. We gave them to John Party, and we're like, hey, give one of these to Terry Lee. Terry Lee Palmer is one of my favorite humans on the
He's
planet.
badass.
He is Hoscat, purebred.
Purebred, one of the first.
Papers and all.
Papers and all.
One of the first. So we were there, and my buddy Jacob, who is the other owner of Raised Rowdy, was like looking at his buddy's Facebook, and his buddy posted a picture of Jaron and the boys from the Cadillac 3, and they had the Rowdy Gentlemen of Leisure koozies.
Oh, wow.
And this was like a month and a half after we gave them to him. They were like still using them, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like, he was like, man, there's something here. Like, let's talk about this. And then we sat down and we're like, okay, what do we do? How do we do this? You know, and kind of like came up with it. And then we came up with the name Raised Rowdy and got the logo made. And man, yeah, it's been fun. We're 5 years now. Seems like a long time, but also.
But I mean, y'all just busting
seems so
on the
short.
scene. Like, I remember like seeing y'all and followed y'all. Probably, I think when I followed you had like 2,000 followers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird now since we've got shadow banned, like no one follows us anymore.
Y'all got shadow banned?
We posted this meme of, it was like this trend was like my mom is, my dad is, and
Yeah.
I put like Reba and Toby Keith.
Oh, wow.
And I put like daddy should have been a cowboy and mama was just plain white trash, and they like flagged it, and ever since then like Facebook and Instagram hate us.
I'm getting banned too. Nicky T.
Bonner's been shadow banned.
I'm
too.
like completely banned. You can't even search me and find me.
no.
Unless you follow me, you're not going to see me. But I only post for the ladies that already follow me. So and once it's over, fuck Instagram.
Yeah, it's weird, man, but it's a different thing now. It's all about reels and
It's Reels and TikTok.
Yeah,
Fucking
video
30-second videos that I'm.
yeah. So we're working on that, but they take a lot more time than making a funny meme, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you ever need me to come do some memes or something,
All right.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might actually have you. We're talking with this guy Hunter, who's helping us out on some video stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have you come do a video with
Yeah, I'll
that.
come do
We're gonna do
whatever.
like pop up random
Work,
places.
like whatever you need.
Oh, he'll do
you know,
whatever.
whatever you need.
Heck
We'll
yeah.
go down to Broadway and sing Dick Down in Dallas to people. I'm cool with whatever.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
speaking of videos, so the whole end of 2020, and it's funny because that's when me and Nicky T had been friends over the internet. Like I became close with Nicky T via like phone call, like texting, phone calls.
Yeah.
Right around the time that I met you guys,
Yeah.
like middle of COVID, and then just talk about that progression of like July, August on to like from the summer camp days to moving
Yeah.
down here and then being at Live Oak that night.
Yeah, man. My day job got turned into, hey, we are not going to be coming back in the office. Maybe ever. Yeah. Like not in the way that you're used to. You know, we had 3 offices and stuff like that. So when that hit, I was like, I'm moving to Nashville.
Yeah, because I know you were every time you would come to town, we'd be like, "When are you moving here?"
Yeah.
Like
and I
6
wanted
months.
to, man. It's hard, you know, like you're used to that money. You're used to health insurance and a 401k, and it's tough to make the move.
Fuck it, I'll quit my job. You just talk me out of it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But yeah, so man, when that happened, I was like, boom, I'm moving. So honestly, I hit up Matt and I hit up Job Fortner and was like, hey, if you guys know anyone that's looking for a roommate, like I'm trying to keep a room in Pittsburgh so I can go back when I need to and then get a room in Nashville. And Job was like, actually, I need a roommate right now. So I moved down with Job. And yeah, I mean, started off, it's COVID, so like no one's doing anything. But at the same time, everyone's doing stuff. Just house parties and like hanging out outside with people.
It was
So-
a time to be alive.
Yeah, man.
2020
It was. It was like I started like so I was buddies with Kurt, but I became very good friends with Kurt. We would just sit outside on his porch and smoke cigars because we had time to do so.
Yeah.
You know. And then got to town and, you know, talked to Matt, and Matt was doing his writers round as you could, you know.
Yeah, we were in the gray area, but we were making it happen.
Yeah, it was legal, you know, like you everybody had to be seated with masks on when they weren't seated, you know. It was like it was so bootleg, but and then I like watched that, and I had done some Whiskey Jam takeovers and stuff. So I was like, Hasten had actually, when we did one of Grady Saxman's rounds, was like
Sunday school.
Yeah, that was CMA Fest. That was when I first met you. Was the CMA Fest takeover that
Sunday
you did?
school.
Yep,
Yeah.
Sunday school.
We did that, and we were like, hey, he's like, man, why don't you have a round here? And I was like, dude, I don't live here, you know?
Yeah.
So when I got to town, one of the first things I did was go to Hazen. I'm like, yo, I'm here. And he's like, let's go. So started the round, and then we just waited till January because it was like, at that point, I got here in like October. By that point, it was like, it would have been December the first round, and I'm like, no one's going to be in town for December anyway. So we started in January. But man, yeah, like at that time, like I was working from home. I would get off work Eastern time at like 3:30. So I could go to rounds like every night.
I would come and pick you up. We were living back in the days of being in LA, Lower Antioch, the other LA.
Yeah.
And I'd pick you up. We'd go into town.
Yeah, man. And they were done at like 11, you know, because
nice.
COVID times. So like I could go out like every night, you know, I could go out from 5 to 11 every night and be fine to wake up the next day and be good, you know? So just got to go to a lot of writers rounds that were actually happening then. Got to meet like you guys extensively as opposed to
really
just like
Hank,
knowing you know people. So
For sure.
it was great like getting to know some people. I feel like it was like a cheat code of like because musicians like aren't in town that much. Everybody's on the road during the weekend, you know. So it's like when I was off wouldn't be the time when y'all were around. So it was like for me it was like a cheat code of getting to know more people. Doing that, and then I'm of course living with Job. You know, he had all of his crew of friends and stuff that I got to like get closer with and things too. And then, yeah, we had, you know, chatted with Matt and had all the stuff. And then I remember he was telling me. I remember Trey Bonner came up to summer camp.
Yeah,
and all he would say is "Dick down in Dallas, Dick down in Dallas."
I
And
couldn't remember any other words.
I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, this is September 2020. This is Summer Camp 2 in Ohio.
That's when Ryan Nelson blew your car up.
Yes.
I gotta pee real quick.
Thank God, I gotta go next. But
Ryan Nelson blew your car up.
Yeah, that was.
Do we just wait? Is that
I don't know.
We keep on. We keep. I think. I mean,
Keep going. Fuck me.
Fuck you and your podcast.
yeah, fuck your podcast.
No, but yeah, I don't remember a whole lot of words, but I do remember the police coming because Ryan Nelson was just fucking screaming the F word into the microphone at like 9 p.m. while
So
children were
great.
Summer
trying to
Camp was
sleep.
very blessed, dude.
Yeah. So, well, since I'll tell the folks on the TVs or whatever. So what we did is we were used to going to multiple festivals a year, and that's kind of how our crew would get together. We would say, "Hey, we're going to this festival," and we'd roll 15 people to it or 20 people to it, you know. And since we didn't have any festivals, but you could be together outside, we just kind of had our own bootleg festivals, and we called them summer camp. So summer camp was we basically had a few of our friends that were artists come up. We'd pay them a couple $100 each and all the beer and food they could consume. And they would just come up. They weren't doing anything. You couldn't gig. So we just had summer camp. The first one was in right when country concert would have been.
Yeah, so
It was
July.
the first one. Yeah. And we did that at a place in Pennsylvania up on the top of a hill. It was great. And like almost no one else was there except the random strangers that like wandered into our campground to see what we were doing. But it was one of those things where it was like, it was a lot of work to put together, but it was super fun. And we had a video guy do that. Like it was Styles Hari came up and played it.
Yeah.
And his video guy, he was like, he's going to be there anyway. So we paid him a couple $100 and he did like basically like a Sizzler, like recap, you know what I mean? Kind of thing.
That
for us.
recap. I remember seeing that recap. I mean, like if you guys do a second one, I'm there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And then we did do a second one. Everyone was still super bummed. I mean, that was hard times, man. We were just like drinking on freaking Zoom, you know? Like,
I remember those too.
yeah.
I was in Delaware.
We were playing like Flip Cup on Zoom drinking, you know? Like, we're just like,
times.
how do we not go crazy, you know? Like all of these people had built their lives of like, yo, I'm going to like 1 or 2 shows a week. You know?
Yeah.
So the same way that you guys were like going crazy not being able to tour. We were going crazy not being able to watch you guys tour.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
so
crazy.
Went up in September. Bonner was doing the video for us. He was shirtless the whole time. Blessings.
Good time.
Just screaming Dick down in Dallas.
Just screaming Dick Down in Dallas. And I'm like,
like
what
not
are you?
even humming the melody.
No,
or
just
No.
like Dick Down in Dallas.
It was just us. It was just Bonner just lit up yelling the hook.
Yeah,
that was
it
summer
so
camp.
great. And we were like, "What is this?" And they like lightly explained what it was, you know.
Yeah.
So it was like a theme of that was just Bonner saying "Dick Down in Dallas" the whole
I had
time.
the work tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were playing the work tape over the speaker.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing.
That's great.
So that one we had Casey Tyndall, Gentleman Master,
And the mayor.
Ryan, the mayor Ryan Nelson, and our buddy Frank all came out for that one.
Brill did some critter crawling.
He did.
Of course.
The critters crawled on me. That one.
Mistakes.
He got
Mistakes were
jumped
made.
literally as soon as he got there by one of our friends, whose name will remain nameless. But
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
had-
Bonner's already grilled him for it.
Yeah.
Numerous times. So
We call out people on this podcast.
Yes. We don't name drop brands, but we name drop.
But man, we had a great time, and it was like, again, we're literally our friends Kathy and Stan, who just had a kid, and they're not coming to the festivals this year, and they're like, man, we're gonna miss you guys. But they were like, hey, just come do it in our backyard. We have this, like, we live in a cul-de-sac, but it's all friends. And then there's like this big thing out there. So that's what we did. And there's houses that were too close for us to be doing it.
Yeah, when
you
I
know?
pulled up there, I was like, what exactly are we going to? This is like some random cul-de-sac in
Yeah.
some small town. And we got down the back. It's like, oh, there's all this open land.
Yeah,
What was
yeah.
that thing in the woods? It looked like a castle. Like, it looked like, maybe it was just I was so high. But
You
like,
were
I don't remember that.
but it was like at night, you just saw like these wooden, like, it looked like they were like torches. I thought it was like a castle or some like secret thing.
I
off
don't,
in
I
the
don't know,
woods in the
bro. I don't remember this
distance.
at all.
that was back when I thought Brill was cool, you know?
Yeah. we had
Just kidding.
we had there was like someone's house. I think that was like
It was a
someone's house in the distance.
massive house.
Yeah, it was
Like a
wild.
castle.
And man, we were there and we were just did the same thing we did when we were at a campground where no one was around, but there was people and definitely earshot, right? And then Brian was so wasted and he played last, of course, you know, you put
Yeah.
Brian last. And then he was just screaming obscenities into the microphone over like, you know, we had like a PA hooked up.
Yeah.
He's just screaming obscenities. And I was like, Ryan Nelson will fuck your sister. You know, I'm just screaming it, you know, and he's just dropping F-bombs on the mic. And the cops came and we're like, damn, dude, we have way more people than we should have.
Yeah, I don't hide everything.
Yeah, there's a bunch of weed.
Smoking weed out of a beaver.
You're not allowed more than 10 people
Out of a
together. There's
beaver.
like 25
Yeah,
of
you
us.
remember the beaver?
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Beaver Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I hope the beaver's still alive. I bet he is.
He's gotta
I don't know
be.
where that thing went.
But we had there was like a keg and just randomness and
People on the roof.
People on the roof pouring beer.
Yeah, it
People
was
fighting while on mushrooms.
yeah, it was very raised rowdy
It
stuff.
was a
You
weird-
know,
it was a wild time.
It was a wild time.
Is that the last time y'all had
Yeah, we're not doing that again, dude. Yeah, like that's the straight up liability.
the summer camp that ended all?
Even with just our friends, this is straight up
we
liability.
were desperate for fun.
yeah.
Bro, I was lucky he has a car though. Ryan Nelson just fucked everything. That
my
show's so
God.
funny.
He destroyed he broke my car. He broke my power steering.
steering.
I forgot to shut my trunk, and I'd never been camping before, so I went
Obviously,
to start
New
it up.
Yorker.
And, I tried to start it up. The car was dead, and Ryan's like, "I'll jump your car," blah, blah, blah. And he hooked it up to, I guess, the power steering shift, and like made a noise and a boom, and then we drove around in this town in Ohio. Remember,
yeah.
nothing was open.
No.
because it was Sunday in Ohio, which is like northern
You gotta-
Bible Belt.
Yeah.
So none of the stores were open. So I drove all the way back with Ryan Nelson's hungover ass laying across all the camping gear. His head was near
Face
the
down,
trunk.
right?
Yeah, his head was near the trunk. His feet were near my head.
Oh, there's the-
in the Equinox, he was laying over all the tents and all the shit. And I was driving back from Ohio through
Was the
Kentucky.
trunk wouldn't close or what?
No, the trunk was closed. I had no power steering.
Oh.
Driving on these windy roads coming back.
Yeah.
Ryan Nelson just passed out like planking across the back of my Equinox.
That's funny.
Well, Ryan's good at partying, but he's a lightweight.
Dude,
you
he's
know?
a lightweight.
He
We
is.
discovered
Nicky T
that
confirms
too.
it.
Yeah. He's a lightweight. He'll go hard, but it's like
He'll
gets
go
messed
hard,
up.
He'll go hard quick and then go to bed.
Yeah,
go to bed.
yeah. We
He was like when we brought him out on the bus with us.
Yeah.
His bunk was like on the couch.
I'll pull out
And,
the
like,
picture.
Yeah, he was passed out at like 11:30. He just couldn't.
on
he
the,
couldn't
on
go
the floor.
on the
And
floor.
Terry was
Was
trying
that
to
in
wake him
August
up.
or October? I'm pulling up the picture.
I think we did a couple runs with him.
I'll find it.
But yeah, Chicago, I think, is the one where he was like really lit
I mean,
up.
he needs a part 2. I'll probably show up drunk and pass out 30 minutes later.
There it is.
Dude. Oh yeah, that's Ryan.
He's out.
Dude, literally one of my favorite people in town, and one of the guys that like is so freaking talented. Like the fact that Ryan Nelson doesn't have a publishing deal is insane.
Oh,
to
dude,
me.
it's bullshit.
It's insane to me. Like I get it. He's rowdy. He's a liability, maybe, borderline. But his songs are so good.
so good, dude.
Like, dude, wasn't the truck should have been cut by Dirk Bentley? It's
Yeah.
so good. And he sent me his folder. He has 100 songs that are that good.
That good.
It's
Yeah, no,
wild.
I agree.
And so,
He's got a great song. It's called "Run Me Over." Bonner co-wrote it with him.
hell yeah.
It's great.
Have you heard it?
No.
I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah.
Me, him, and James.
Nice.
How did you first meet Ryan Nelson? How did you
Dude,
come
so
across him?
We were Rowdy, Raised Rowdy started, right? And we started doing articles, and I don't know how to write articles, so I'm just trying to figure it out. They were bad. If you look back at the early articles, they're bad. Like I didn't have an editor back then. They're trash, but we were just figuring it out. And so we started like putting stuff out, and we were covering the stuff that was happening in town. And at that point, like really no one was doing that. Like Whiskey Riff had like a girl that was like covering some of the stuff in town.
Yeah.
But like then she stopped working with them. I think her name was Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
Jack, she was really cool.
Yeah. And she was kind of doing that, but like no one else really was. So like we were looking at Whiskey Jam, we were looking at Revival and the writers rounds in town. And then I was like going to YouTube and checking out who people were and like, stuff like that. So Ryan, we were like, that at that point we had like talked to Rowdy Rob, got Rowdy Rob some gear, right? Because it was like Raised Rowdy, Rowdy Rob. This makes sense, And we were big Luke Combs fans.
No-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got connected with that, and Ryan like had DM'd me and was like, "Hey, first of all, who are you and what part of town do you live in?" I'm like, my name's Nick and I don't live in town. He's like, how do you know about me and my friends? Like, how are you covering this from not in town? And I was like, just paying attention, man, and figuring it out. If people like it enough, they post videos of it,
Exactly.
and then you can find that. And at that point, like it was mostly YouTube stuff. Or you'd find stuff on like SoundCloud or like, on their social media.
We get the Whiskey Jam where he like broke his hand and the broke his bass.
I wasn't
Ryan
at that
Nelson.
one. No. Dude, one of my first Whiskey Jams was the 65 South takeover.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was one of my first ones. I think the first one I was ever at was an outdoor one during CMA Fest that Joey Hyde and DJ Silver were the only two acts. It was like the early days of the outdoors, Super cool. I mean, and dude, like seeing Whiskey Jam and like then understanding what it is and like Revival and like understanding what it is, I'm like, dude, this is amazing. Like this is the stuff that I love. I just don't get it in Pittsburgh. We just get the acts that are either really big independent acts or just signed to a record label and they're throwing them on radio tour. Those are the smaller acts we would get. So like there's this whole other market of stuff that like no one's talking about, or at least they're not talking about yet.
Yeah, I feel like when you live in Nashville, like I knew Hardy was going to be huge before he was huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we like by the time somebody has a song blow up, in Nashville, that's old news.
You already knew.
Yeah, we see the buzz early.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's like you'll see it happen in town. You can see it at a writer's round. Someone will shut the room the fuck up,
Yeah.
Or like you'll see
That's what happened with Dick Down in Dallas.
right. Yeah, you'll see a crowd, and then when this round starts, the crowd's double. You're like, who are they here for? You know what I mean? Like town knows before everyone else knows. Like I was super drunk in Key West, and I was like, I text Seth England probably a little too late.
Yeah,
I said Ella Langley is taking this place over right now. It was when you guys were playing that round.
Irish
I was
Kevin's.
Like, I was like, Ella Langley, it's happening right now. I was like, it is currently happening. And I was like, man, I probably shouldn't have sent that text. And it wasn't bad that I sent the text.
Yeah.
He was like, he wasn't mad about it at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was like kind of stoked that I was out there scouting,
Yeah.
But dude, you don't see moments like that all the time. And you really don't see when you're not in Nashville. That's when you see it. We just had that CMA Fest event and Kendall Inskeep played.
Dude, she's unfucking real.
Dude, she has a song called Endgame, and when she plays it acoustic, the room just shuts.
I gotta
up.
check her out because that's the thing is I'm never in I'm never in town anymore.
Yeah, so
so
she was one of the first people I ever saw play around. I saw Kendall, I saw S.J. McDonald, and I saw Lauren Weintraub play around together when they were 18 years old, all going to Belmont together
Nice.
at Belcourt Taps.
Nuts, man.
And now it's
Belcourt, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I saw her the first time last year at Key West Songwriters Fest. She was like playing right before our event, and Megan McKinney's fiance and me were like, what the fuck, you know? And so we've been a fan ever since. And she played that CMA Fest event, and she was up there with Jordan Rager and Tyler Dow, who I don't think either knew her, right? I just like, you know, usually I'll like let you book your round. For that one, I just like put everybody on. It's like people that were available. It's a weird thing during CMA Fest, but they knew who she was after that round, man. She killed it. And
That's
it was
awesome.
It was super cool to like see moments like that and get to experience them. You know?
Yeah.
But speaking of Mayor Ryan Nelson, he would come up once we met him. He would come up and play my birthday party. So
I remember seeing all the videos of that.
There's the one famous picture of him, his shirt unbuttoned. You're wearing
my classic Nicky T shirt.
He's just in a house, like one speaker, a microphone.
That was your house, right?
Yeah, it was my shitty apartment in the
Glad
city.
you didn't get evicted.
Yeah, well, I knew my landlord. He lived upstairs, so I invited him, you know.
Perfect.
I was like, yo, dude, we're having a birthday party. Come on down. You know, you don't have to pay the $20 we're charging everyone else to pay, Ryan. But he came up and did that. We were just super drunk, and we were like, what are we going to do for your birthday? And I was like, let's have someone come up and play or something, you know? So Ryan came up, and then he came up the next year too. And it was like a little thing, you know? So like Ryan Nelson has Pittsburgh music fans, right? At least 40 of them or 50 of them, you know?
That's awesome.
It was neat. And I remember like, so at that point, like I had the radio show in Pittsburgh, and my program director came, and he's like, dude, this is super cool, you know?
Yeah, how did you get into radio? Was it because of Raised Rowdy or what?
Yeah. So we started the podcast, and it went pretty well. Like I was basically doing them like before the shows at Jurgles. I was doing a half-hour podcast with a, you know, H4 and 258s.
And you had some people that ended up being something on that podcast, those green rooms back in the day.
Yeah, man. I mean, same thing. Like, you know, early bets. We had people like Riley Green that we were into before he had any record deal and stuff. So when he came through town, he was like, "Yeah, I'll be on the podcast." We had Ashley McBride. I mean, a lot of good folks. And so we basically, I was just doing that. You know, that's how I met like Sam Grow, who I love, and it's like
Sam's
doing
awesome,
bigger things now.
Yeah.
So like a lot of folks like that. I had Neil from the Cadillac 3 on, and that's when he told us that they wrote that song Raised Rowdy.
You know what I mean? I'll send it to you.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna send it to you. We might cut it, but then they didn't cut it, and then they sent it to us.
That's great.
But it's like, and that's kind of how, man, I always talk to people, and I'm like, you're giving back to the community when you're covering stuff that's not because you got a freaking publicity person talking to you about it, right? When you're having a podcast and you're bringing on artists that are independent artists, like it's kind of like a service. I talked to Matt about that before. It's like what he does with his podcast and what I do is like we're like giving back to the community that we love so much, you know, like covering articles and things like that. That's all another way that like as Raised Rowdy, we can give back, you know, like if you're a fan, like one of our guys, Sam, that's helping us right now, like he's a big Texas country music fan, and he used to live in Oklahoma when he was in the service. Now he doesn't anymore. So that's a way he keeps connected with the scene is by like covering the stuff that he likes, you know, and getting some more eyes on some cool Southern rock and stuff like that. So, you know, what were we talking about? I'm not even high.
So you moved to town in October.
Yeah.
And it might have been, what was like one of the first weeks that you were in town. You come out to Live Oak on a Tuesday night.
Yes.
Tuesday night, it was me and Maxwell's birthday bash. Right?
Yes.
No, well, that was
we had that too, but
that was
Hey,
later.
we're doing that again, by the way.
Yeah, I know. We're in, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's gonna be a fun night.
Oh, that's right. You're helping.
Yeah, we're in,
Tag
baby.
team.
It's gonna be a good
100%.
time. This was just a regular in the round. This was you, Maxwell, Ella, and JB.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. And I remember him saying, I told Trey, I asked him if he'd play Dick Down in Dallas at the end, you know? And I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to record it, you know? And then I remember asking you after, I was like, yo, I got a recording of that. Are you cool if I post it? Because it's like, you know, if you didn't want me to, I wouldn't have, you know?
Because we didn't know at that time what we were doing with the song.
Yeah.
It was just a campfire hit.
Yeah. I was like, are you cool? And you're like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Post it. You know?
Yeah.
So
Send it.
posted it.
I think the famous line there for a little while was, I'm the type of person that doesn't give a shit about shit. Shit about shit. Yeah.
That was great. And dude, like Ella and JB, two beautiful girls on stage, just like going like this, you know,
singing
the whole
harmonies.
song. Yeah. It was so great. It was just such a cool moment, you know? And again, dude, like you're the first person since when I moved to town that like it happened. Yeah. Right. So it's like we had the article that dropped at midnight when the song came out, but like watching that whole media stir happen for you, you know, like
was crazy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we got to do, and then Matt McKinney got it on like Old Row and stuff, and that's what really like got the
And you
motor
were at
running.
the marathon show and the Kahoot show. You were at all the shows.
He's
out
been
there.
to all the local shows he's been to.
I got the drum head that's
yeah.
from Marathon. It's
bought it, didn't you?
It's only $40. Fuck it.
Yeah, dude, come on. And it says sold
McIlwain,
out
are you
Marathon
still selling
show.
drum heads or no?
I hadn't changed them out in a while. So
It's in the system. Drum heads will be available at the shows.
we're about to do a big change on the kit.
There
so
you go.
We'll have plenty to go around.
You should just go get random ones from like other people and just sign them still and sell them.
Hey, I've got about 20 at the house
was
right
gonna
now.
say,
So
like-
all I gotta do is just bring them out with me.
Yeah, I think that's such a cool like merch thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's signed and it
We
says
just give him the money. That way we don't have to buy his drums.
drum heads. Yeah. And that's like it's signed and it says Marathon Music Works the date and it's sold out. I love that.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's great, man. And I love stuff like that though. That's different. You know what I mean? It's like everybody has a t-shirt or everybody has like maybe a poster, but a signed drum head by the whole band.
You remember the meme you made with the armadillo?
Which one?
It was like, I bet she didn't think twice about armadillos.
Armadillo. Yeah, I've made some dumb memes over the years, but I made some good
You
ones
made some
too.
good ones for Dick Down.
Yeah.
They were great. They were
Dude,
great.
it's it was like a crazy phenomenon. And I always talk about this. I'm like, it's bigger than country music, and it became bigger than country music. You know,
Yeah.
that's when you know it's like really happening, when stuff's like, when you hear people doing it. And I had friends in Pittsburgh that were at the one bar they could go to, and they're like, we need Dick Down and Downs on the jukebox, you know? Like, and then when it got on, they just played it all
I still
over
get
and
like
over.
3 or 4 DMs a week. It's like, your song's not on Touch Tunes. What the fuck?
So great, though.
Love the song, but hate this. You know?
It's so awesome though, man. And it was like they felt connected to it, you know, because it was like part of that Raised Rowdy family, you know.
For sure.
That's another neat thing about Raised Rowdy is like you feel connected to this music, right? Just being a fan of an artist, you feel connected to it. And this is like another level of that, you know, like when it's like someone that you talked about or like wrote an article about, when they hit, you're like, yeah, you know, it's like another like thing of fandom, you know?
Yeah, and you felt like, you know, I mean, you definitely were a part of it. And, you know, there's so many things that you were a part of, you know, like that makes you feel good.
It's
you
cool,
know?
man. Yeah, it's again, I go from being just a straight up country music fan that just likes going to shows to someone who's like weekends are revolving around going to shows to someone that moved to town and become a part of the community, man. It's super great.
Yeah, so the Dick Down Dallas thing happens, and then I don't know, when did Big Loud reach out to you? How did all that go down?
When I started the writers round, I was so at that point I had talked to Big Loud when I was back in Pittsburgh because my radio show was editorial, which means most radio shows, like if you are listening to it, the DJ doesn't get to pick any of the songs. So they're told by one guy, whoever, or maybe one guy for the region, what songs are going to be played, how many times. It's all figured out. But
it's rigged as wrestling.
the program director in Pittsburgh, we had helped like promote some like red dirt country shows, and he got to know me and like at first thought like I was trying to take something away from radio. I'm like, nah, man, I just want to help, you know, like I don't want to take anything away from anyone, you know.
Which I think country music now is in a lot better place than it used to be.
For sure.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. If you are complaining about country music and what's out there right now, you're just not looking hard enough.
Because there's something for everybody.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's all over the place.
Still a huge Florida Georgia line. I don't care what anybody says.
Dude, you ever been to a Florida Georgia line show? They're the best ones.
I haven't.
Yeah,
but-
they are the rowdiest.
Dude, we would take a bus every year to Florida Georgia line shows. I'm not saying that I would be sober. I wasn't, but we would have the best freaking
What's the
time.
2012 record?
Anything
goes.
Here's to the good times.
Here's to the good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was just
Every song's a banger.
drinking and just critters and women everywhere.
Yes.
It is a time to be alive.
We were out there at the Florida Georgia line shows and just, you know, consuming as much alcohol as possible and having the best time. We'd take a bus so that nobody had to drive.
Yeah.
But man, that's part of the country music experience, right? Like,
Yeah.
you complain about that, but like, man, Florida Georgia Line, they did a thing that was different, and then everybody else followed it. You know, that's the cool thing about what they did is, of course, it got old because everybody else did it too. You know, But those first 2 albums, you could put them on at a tailgate, and you didn't have to change a song.
You can put them on now, and
Right.
just
Still
jam out.
bangers.
Absolutely, yeah. That's like that first Wallen record. You just play that thing straight through to tailgate. You know, that's just a tailgate record.
All
It's
the way,
perfect.
yeah.
So we started the writers round in January. I had talked to Big Loud from the radio show because I played Larry Fleet. That's Where I Find God. And they were like, why does this have one spin in Pittsburgh? Because Pittsburgh's a top 30 market, so it matters. And it was like, why does this have one spin in Pittsburgh? And they talked to like RPD and the regional Big Loud rep, and they were like, oh, that's Nick. He's Sunday night. He's editorial. Yeah. And they were like, how did he talk Mark Anderson into giving him an editorial show? You know, like that's a PD. He's a really well-respected PD that runs that market. And so I had like a Zoom call with them when everything was shut down. I was back in Pittsburgh. So when I got to town, I was like, hey, radio contacts that I have, if you guys, I don't know how it works, you know, if you guys have any of your artists or like writers that you'd like to have on my writers round, I'm starting this writers round. And so we had like our first writers round in January. This was probably in January, maybe early February. And they were like, well, how about a whole night? And I was like, yeah, you know? So they put together a whole night. We called it
Raised Rowdy.
Raised Rowdy.
And this was back before touring had really come back on the super big level. So they had a lot of artists that weren't out doing stuff.
Yeah, no one was out doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it was like there was a ton of people there.
Dude, it was wild. So
I was like, I'm not even gonna try and go to that.
Yeah, we had gotten back in. We were on the road that week, and we'd come back that Sunday. I was like, I ain't making it.
Dude, it was
They stopped letting people in at like 3 p.m. I think.
I did watch the
earlier.
live
Yeah,
stream.
you guys streamed that, which was awesome.
we streamed it. Yeah. So it was like 175 cap, I think, at that point, maybe at the bar, because it was all seated. And then there was like maybe a tornado coming through that day.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Chaos. And Kurt had set up his buddy's car in the back and was taking portraits of everyone. It was just like, it was a super cool night. And, you know, Hardy played, Craig played, Ern played, Ashland, you know, like Mackenzie, Lily Rose, it was just Jake Worthington. It was just killer lineup. Rocky Block, who we've been buddies with for a long time, you know, he's a writer for them. And so it was just a great night. And we had actually had talks with Seth, who's the CEO, like before that, like before I came to town. Yeah. And I was like, whatever I said in that, he wasn't exactly what he wanted to hear, right? But then when after that event, he's like, I get it now. Yeah. I see how many people know unreleased Ashland Craft songs. You know what I mean? Yeah. He like kind of saw what we had. He saw how many people were in from out of town, you know? Yeah. But dude, yeah, the bar was, I think, at capacity at 1 p.m. that day for a 7 p.m. show, you know? Yeah. And then we just had the smoke, you know, like once that happened. And then I've been good friends with Tally and the folks over at 50 Egg. So we had the 50 Egg writers round right around the next month. So, and then Riley Green played that, you know, Tally got Riley Green to come play along with Jonathan Singleton, you know, Shane Miner, Eric Dillon, you know, Ray Fulcher played too, like just killer. And then Farron was one of our first rounds. And she's like, hey, I got Ashley playing. I was like, who? She's like, Ashley McBride's going to come up. We can't announce her. So like in the first 3 months of the round, we had Hardy, Ashley McBride, Riley Green. And then when we did the 50 Egg takeover, Ashlyn was on that. Her manager at the time, Sophia, was like, we'd love to do a Make-Wake one. Yeah. And I was like, yes, you know, of course, you know.
Just keep it going.
Yeah, like keep this train rolling, you know. And so we did that. And, you know, I had no thought that Luke would be coming, right? Like, definitely not. That's not going to happen. He came. You know? He came, you know, unannounced. But like, so within the first 5 months of being in town and having a writers round, we had Hardy, Ernest, who now is big as heck, you know, like Ashley McBride, Riley Green, Ray Fulcher, all these hit songwriters have tons of number ones. And then freaking Luke Combs played. And I was like, what? Like Kurt was on the phone with me, and Kurt Ozon, who's part of Rowdy on the Row, is my co-host on my podcast. He's Luke Combs' like steel player, guitar player,
utility player.
Yeah, he plays everything with strings really well. Yeah. He's also a great photographer. He was shooting the round for us, and so like Luke had him play it, and everyone was like, where do you go from having Luke Combs play your writers round? I said, down gracefully, you know, like you can't go anywhere. Yeah. So after that happened, Big Loud was like, all right, dude, like let's talk, you know? So we talked about some stuff, and Went from there to like, I guess in August, that's when I started. So like, that's probably when I got like an offer. It was just like, we were just like chatting about stuff, you know, and they were like, do you want to work in music? It was the day of the original Big Loud event, Raised Rowdy. Tracker was like the day after. He's like, hey man, what do you do for a day job? And I was like, I do logistics for a food service company. And he was like, you trying to work in music full time? I was like, absolutely. So it took a while to like get there, you know, because it's tricky, dude. And like a big label would not have brought me on when I was doing Raised Rowdy. You know, it takes a label that like understands the value of what I have and doesn't want to do it. Like there's a non-compete that Big Loud has for all of their people, but they wrote into mine except Raised Rowdy. So I get to still do Raised Rowdy how I've been doing it. And they're cool enough and like visionary enough to let me do that. So like, I would imagine another record label would have been like, yo, you can't do that anymore, but we would love to hire you.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd have to pick.
Yeah.
I would have picked Raised Rowdy.
Damn, me and Burrell in here at Raised Rowdy.
But you know what I mean? Like,
But I mean, dude, that's how it's done. I mean, I talk about this a lot after almost every interview we've had, probably in the last few weeks, you know, and it's like, that's the deal, man. It's like, you don't have to have your life figured out. You don't have to know, you know, what it is exactly what you want to do. You know, Nicky T here was like, you know, working at call centers and changed his major, you know, but he knew that he loved country music, and, you know, he started this thing, and then it kind of turned into something, you know, and then it just like kept going, and then you just took the leap of faith and you moved here, and now you're, you know, it's a blessing, because I think about it the same as for me. It's like, you know, I played music for years and I was broke as fuck.
Right.
You know, and you did Raised Rowdy stuff.
I'm still broke as fuck.
Yeah. But, you know, but it's like, you know, I mean, it was just, you know, but I feel like we get paid to be ourselves now.
Yeah.
And we get paid to do something that we would have done for free. We beat the system.
Yeah, I did do it for free for a long time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We did it for free.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah,
and
man.
it's a blessing, and that's what to me, that's what life is all about. It's like finding your way, you know, not some 401k, you're working for your brother's, you know, or your buddy's brother's cousin at the insurance agency, you know, just to like have some income and some security, you know. Get out there and do what the fuck you want.
Dude, and that's it. And if you can have a 401k, great, you know. But like, and I remember like talking to JD Groover before I was in town, like when we were up in Pittsburgh, you know, and he was another guy that was like super good to us super early. And he's like, you got to get to town, man. He's like, it works in town. He's like, you can work as hard as you want to up here and no one's going to see it. He's like, you get to town and you work that hard, people will pay attention. Yeah. You know, and we had like when Riley Green was getting signed, or like right after he got signed, Warner, like A&R hit us up and they're like, hey, we'd love to have a meeting with you. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll be back in town in June. And they're like, wait, you're not in town? You know, like, they're like, you're not in town. I'm like, no, I live in Pittsburgh. I'm down a couple times a year. So we had like a A&R meeting with them, and they were like, we found you when we were looking up Riley Green when we were trying to sign him. And half the articles were by you. And the other articles were like, how good looking this dude is. And your articles were like, here's why this dude's going to be a star. You know, like, and I'd list the things of like, here's why this guy works. You know, he's selling tickets. He's, you know, he's a good looking dude. His voice is distinct. When you hear it, you know who it is.
He's authentic as fuck. Yeah. Right. All that kind of stuff.
The guys, okay. Yes, he's great looking. That's easy, you know, but like, he's also extremely quick witted. If you hear an interview with him,
dude, like, he's killer in interviews. He kills
in interviews. He plays that aw shucks country boy, but he's not. He's super smart.
Yeah, he's super smart.
It's like, it works great. You can see all that stuff, you know? And so they were like, I think the one girl was like, I was trying to figure out how some guy from Pittsburgh knew more about this guy sooner than my 6 people I pay to do this, you know? And it's just because we were just paying attention to that underground scene, you know? That's what we call it, underground country, which I still want to have an event called Underground Country. Maybe we'll partner on that.
We should do that.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Dude, I just want to have an event that's like in a basement and just have like like a rock show but country. You know what I mean?
Bonner,
I'm in.
Bonner's there.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Mosh.
Nicky T, you ready for our new segment today?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, we got some gross food to try today.
This segment is called Smash or Dash, and this segment came to be while I found out about when I was driving the bandwagon to Texas this past week, and I got a text from Sweet Boy and Trey said, I just bought a bunch of shit for us to eat with Nicky T on the podcast.
Yeah, well, we can't just do like, read the DMs every.
Yeah.
Nicky T, this is what I was telling you about last night.
Listen, I'm happy to be the test
this
dummy.
smells awful.
Do you like
This is awful.
what's the pickup line? Do you like Mexican pizza and do you want to fuck? What was it?
It's like, have you ever had Taco Bell's Mexican pizza? Me either. Want to fuck?
Oh, you got it. We should start this with how does the
Yeah, he's got to do that. He's got to do
you
the
might
chug
want to. You
bug.
might want to hit the
How
what's
does
it
that
called?
work?
What's it called? A butt chug?
Close enough.
butt chug? Boofing.
It's a chug bud.
I'm out of practice with
And
the
this-
alcoholism
This
stuff.
is a Hicks tape one, and I call it the Hicks tap.
Okay.
Which is cool.
I'm gonna get this on
Do y'all
video
sell those?
for.
Yeah, Mixtape does, yeah.
Right, I got a video for a reel.
Where can you get one of those at?
Hicks tape, just hickstape.com, and then there's a merch store. There's an assload of these, so please buy some.
No free shout outs, but go buy one. It helps Nicky T.
The E came off of it, so I just wrote it in with Sharpie.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So have you ever seen one of these done before?
No, I'm excited. I saw on Ernest's podcast
Yeah,
where he
he-
like spilt all
yeah,
that. But that was
some-
like
I'm gonna do my best.
what
to
were
not
those
do
things
that.
called? That wasn't one of
The
those.
Kong bong.
The Kong bong.
That's what
yeah.
Mitch
the
has. That's
liner.
what Mitch has on the
Yeah.
road. The Kong bongs.
Which are also great.
Yeah.
Honestly, both superior drinking devices. But all right, so this is kind of like a beer bong and a funnel combined. So here's what you do: you like.
What a champion.
And you get the motor running.
Got a decent video. We could turn it into a moving meme.
And you get the motor running.
We've got several angles.
Like how
of
you
that,
put your whole
Thanks,
lips
Mcilwain.
around it. You were like,
Oh, he's ready.
you weren't,
That's how you got to do it, man. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little blessed.
So what do you got there, TL?
This is cotton candy, but it's pickle flavored.
Oh, fuck.
And we all have to eat it.
I'm ready.
I already got a piece, so it can't get much worse.
I'm a big pickle fan.
So we gotta eat that much? God
Yeah,
damn.
dude, we got to finish it. What are we going to do? Save it for Terry? Terry ain't going to eat that shit.
Smell it first.
I
Get
can't
you a good
smell, dude.
smell.
I can't smell fucking anything.
Oh, yeah. Bonner's
Damn.
had COVID since 2012.
Look at that piece, Nicky
Oh,
T. Yeah.
fuck.
Dude, I can't smell fucking any of it.
Mcilwain, you get in here. You're eating this shit too,
You got to
bud.
pass it over here.
Did Trey get a handful?
Dude, why is it so hard?
I don't know.
That's what she said.
Dude, I can't smell it at all. I'm concerned.
You definitely got the COVID.
No, we were gonna trick Terry and tell him it
Bonner
was
can't
green
smell
apple,
anything.
but we were like, he'd kill us if like we told him that
Bonner
was green
says he
apple.
only can smell pussy and weed. That's it.
This doesn't taste that bad.
Does it taste like a pickle?
No.
Oh.
Whoa,
I mean, it doesn't taste like pickle at all.
this ain't fucking cotton candy.
It is
Really bad.
not great, boys. Not great.
Damn, y'all are fucking
we-
weenie ass motherfuckers.
Are we
no, I
rating
can
this
do
on
it.
a scale of 1 to 6? Like,
It's
what are we
a
rating?
dash. I'm not smash. This is a smash or dash. It's
Oh.
totally.
Oh, that's not that bad.
That's what I'm saying,
You
man.
like it?
No,
It's like a
just keep
sweet.
eating
It's
it.
like a sweet pickle.
It doesn't even
What?
taste like a pickle.
Sweet.
Yeah,
pickle?
you ever had a sweet pickle?
No, I have not.
Yeah, you got dill pickles and sweet pickles.
Ugh.
That's all that was.
All
A
right.
bunch of sugar.
What else you got in there, bud? That was not it.
Take your pick.
Oh, all right.
What the fuck? Ugh. Bonner's loving it.
It's not that bad.
This is like a polka.
Here, you want some more?
No, fuck you,
Mcilwain's
Mcilwain.
going to eat that.
Hope you choke on
This
yours,
doesn't even
Mcilwain.
say what it is. It's super scary.
That's it. That's all in Chinese. I ordered it all.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like your shoes, Nicky T.
Yeah.
oh. These ones are real.
Oh,
But
those
yeah.
are the real ones. Those are the real ones.
What are those?
These are Adidas's. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
No, they're like the Pharrell shoes.
Nice,
They
nice.
fit like Yeezys, but they're not as hard to get.
Shogun candy.
Really? You're supposed to
look,
just,
just
you're not
pick
supposed to
something.
look. You're supposed to just close
Yeah.
your eyes and stick your hand in there.
Yeah.
God,
That's
what
what
a-
he does with girls.
Oh no, that's pretty solid.
Before you fuck him, Mcilwain.
Eskimo Brothers.
All right, I'm gonna get these.
What is that, like corn nuggets? What do you think?
I don't know. It's got an octopus on it.
The only thing we're missing is an igloo.
Oh,
What'd you
the
get,
fuck?
Bonner?
I don't know. Gummy bears?
What
honey
is-
honey
what is
bears?
yours?
boy. Oh, there's weed in there for sure.
What does yours
I'm
say on
fucked.
it?
Ugh.
Mine says Chin Pokemon or something.
Don't eat it yet.
Chin
Brill's
Pokemon.
fucking everything up today. What does that taste like? A corn nugget?
It says Texas corn. How do the Japanese know about
Let's
Texas
all try
corn?
one.
What the fuck?
Let's try
Dude, this shit is literally just like wax.
We definitely got weed.
I'm
in it.
definitely getting high.
It's definitely got
That's
weed
not
in
bad,
it.
honestly.
Dude, I'm still high for Bonder,
So like
honestly.
a corn nugget or what?
Yeah, kind of.
Dry. It's like Texas toast, I guess, to where it's
It's like a
got
Cheeto. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, those I would eat those on purpose. Yeah, that's pretty
Texas
delicious.
corn?
maybe it's the pickle still in my. It's the cotton candy still in my mouth.
I chase mine with Bush Light.
For the ASMR.
There you go,
right.
Bono, give us a good.
This is a cheese hit. Cheese.
Let's try this thing. This is very phallic, so I'm just gonna break a piece off.
Would you say it's very what?
Phallic means dick shaped.
Oh, okay. Kind of like that beer bong thing you just did. We'll see that.
All right. Yeah, I mean that could be worse. You know,
There's some real
It tastes like a
ASMR
Cheeto.
going on out here.
Dum, dum, dum. That's the only reason we're gonna get viral from the fucking ASMR.
it tastes like a Cheeto if Cheetos sucked.
Yeah, I want to. Oh, definitely.
Oh,
I like
so
shitty Cheetos.
All them crumbs.
Hope you have a vacuum cleaner here.
What the fuck?
That's awful.
Is that not the same
Yeah,
as
I
those things?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like a Cheeto if the Cheeto
That's not a
flavoring was
rebounder.
not good.
That's
Yeah,
awful.
not
and
great.
it's like sour cream.
Yeah.
Oh, do I even want to eat it?
No.
Quit being a bitch, bro. Come on.
That's kind of weird.
Fuck that.
This is the Choco snack.
Maybe my
That's
taste buds
a-
are fucked.
Chin Pokemon.
He got COVID.
Too much pussy eating. That's what it is.
Too much pussy.
That might be the best one.
It has chocolate in it.
I'm pretty solid.
All right, Matt, you want to eat this like Lady and the Tramp?
That's
I
actually the
thought
best
about
one.
it.
Not bad. Here's I don't know what this is, fellas.
Yeah, that one's the best one.
Yeah, the chocolate covered whatever terribleness was under it.
Mcilwain, I hope you can see this.
There's definitely weed in that.
What is that?
Let's stock the bus.
I don't know. I can't
let's-
even get this bitch off. Here you go,
Oh,
Trey.
we're definitely putting this in
Yeah,
there and
next-
just taking this off so Terry will eat it.
Yeah, next run with bus stock is all Japanese.
This
snacks.
is like Swedish fish, but shittier.
I smell this like I can smell.
Oh,
Alright, here.
that ain't bad.
It's like you're
One
about
of
to do a
those
fucking
thing- It's
dab.
like one of those things you get with the little hands on, like where you.
Can you do a
toss it.
dab with those?
This is definitely weed. Yeah.
I hope not.
No,
I'm so
Eat it,
high.
bro. It's really not bad. It's
Yeah.
all good.
that's probably the
That's
best.
the best one.
No.
Yeah.
I
Mine's a,
like the chocolate one better.
mine's a sec. Yeah, the chocolate one's.
I think this was one, chocolate's two. The other one's very, very deep after that. The corn nut, I guess, wasn't terrible.
yours was the worst.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
We have
It was
one,
awful.
We have one more segment, Nicky T. Mcilwain, can you turn on this TV? It's called Hot or Not. I need to know
Oh.
which of these you could rock.
Oh, all right.
Which we got to preface it with Nicky T. I think has some of the best fashion sense with the best style that I've ever seen in Nashville. Like just the shit that like there when we had first started hanging out.
Idiot chic, I call it.
Idiot Chic.
Yeah.
You used to play a game where I would get really stoned and like Ryan Nelson would get really drunk and stoned, and you would dress us up with the crazy outfits that you had in your house.
I have a bunch of like old 90s coats and shit.
Hell yeah.
He would just dress
Yeah.
us up.
Like, oh, okay. All right.
Hey, Mcilwain, can you hit that so it doesn't update the TV?
My favorite outfit is just when you wear jorts, man.
Yeah, dude. The
and
good
that
jorts.
American flag cut off.
It's that
Yeah.
ass, baby.
That red, white,
and
and
then
blue.
when you're like kind of drunk, you give this speech and you kind of like just say the same thing
over and over and over
to
again.
everybody.
I've done that for forever.
We love. I love it.
I say the same 10 things all
Damn,
the
I
time.
can't screen
Hey,
record
Bonner,
while it's on.
yeah, I was gonna say you'll have to send all these
Yeah,
to
it's all good.
Sacco.
So, yeah. So, I mean, this is great, but also shitty. You know what I mean? Which is kind of like where I like to live. I like to live on the edge of like, is this guy fucking with us or not? So I would definitely wear this.
Perfect.
I don't know if I'd have that many necklaces on, but definitely the
Definitely weirds
shorts,
me out. And
top
does he have
combo.
a purse. Like,
Fire.
that's kind of weird, you know.
He's got the Ryan Nelson
I
2
think it's a
button going.
satchel. I think it's a satchel.
satchel.
I
It's a
feel like
satchel,
minus
yeah.
the necklaces, maybe one gold chain. Like Ryan Nelson would totally wear that.
Yes.
That's what he's wearing right now.
Ryan probably has that
It looks
on.
comfortable and cool. You
Practical.
Dude, yeah. The top, bottom matching, big fan. Big fan.
Perfect.
Know? The
perfect.
tiger. Look at that thing.
Yeah. Yes.
He's got a bolo tie. That's
This
Nicky
is-
T.
Well,
First
the
of all,
bolo
the
tie.
shorts are too long. I'd like them to be shorter.
Yeah, I want to breathe wrong and maybe
Yeah.
make a questionable scene.
Yeah, if we could put those shorter, that'd be great. But yeah, I'd wear that. I mean,
Perfect.
listen, it would have to be a big size because that looks like it's made in China. So
Yeah.
I'd have to get a big size for
Do you,
that.
do you have
Like
to
a
get
4X, 3X,
I'd-
what?
3X
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's in your closet.
Man, you know what? I do like this. Here's what I'll say about this shirt. This shirt looks like they're trying to make fun of the shirts I actually like wearing. You know what I
the
mean?
knockoffs of your shirts?
Yeah. Like this looks like the shirts that I actually buy to wear where like people were wondering if I'm fucking with them or not. This one, they know you're fucking with them.
Buy two, get third, 20% off.
What a
So that's,
blessing.
that's a no.
Yeah, that's no. I love it. If it
That
was,
looks like something you could buy at a gas station.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
in the hood, you know what I mean?
you could buy that and a drug rug, and that'd
Yeah.
be the outfit. Man, yeah, that's. I would wear another version of that was like America. You
Yeah,
know,
American flag.
Yeah, those.
And if it was shorter again,
yeah, again, yeah, I
That's
could
down
cut
to
that
the
off.
That's down to the knees.
you got
passed it.
scissors though, and you're pretty. You can cut straight
for jean
enough.
material. I can make them short. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that. Not my vibe.
Okay, we'll keep. It just keeps getting better. Nicky T is all I can say.
All right, I'm ready. Yes.
Oh, that's-
1000% yes. That looks like a Flatland Cavalry t-shirt put in full
I
form.
was just gonna say it looks like Flatland Cavalry
Yeah.
cover.
It looks like
album
a
art.
cover art. That's what I was thinking when I saw it.
I would cut the sleeves off that. Yes. All of these, yes. I have a fake
you
Chinese
have-
pair of
You
these.
own
Yeah, the ones that are in the middle there. The $226.
That's what I've been hearing, but I didn't know.
Dude, yes. So I've been trying to get the Easy Foam runners on put in and try to get them at retail since they came out. Can't do it. They're just so hard to get. So I bought a pair from China. They took 4 months to get here, and they have to be exactly the same. That middle left pair is what I have. They're ridiculous.
zoom
And,
in?
How much
on
did you
that?
pay for it?
Yeah.
they were like $50 shipped.
the ones on the left here.
Yes.
Those are pretty
those the ones
solid.
I have.
Are they comfortable?
Dude, they're great. They feel like Crocs. You know, they're awesome. I think you probably have to wear socks with them or they'd rub you around the ankle.
That's fair.
But man, they're great.
Think about the tan lines and think about the traction you can get during sex.
Yes.
yes.
I definitely have had sex in Crocs before and it felt
You
good.
have?
And if you put in 4-wheel drive, you get an extra 2 inches.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, that is true. Can confirm summer camp.
Can confirm. No, I love, again, like I like to live my life on the edge of is this guy fucking with us or not? That is that in
That's
shoe
Nicky
form.
T.
For sure.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh,
Supreme.
If there was a Nashville skyline,
man.
Shout out New York City.
Those might be out of, yeah. See, Supreme is too popular. So if they were like something else making fun of Supreme, I would wear them. I don't think I could wear those. How much do those cost too? They're probably
I think I saw them. They were
$850.
like $396 or something.
That's
earlier.
not as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, the jeans, I like to stay in the like $30 to $50 range because I fuck them up. You know, I like to
I
cut them
understand.
off, and I would cut those off and all you'd see is the freaking top of the tower there, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like if that was like on the waist or in the
Yeah.
ass, like all the way around.
Top
Yeah,
of the tower,
yeah.
bottom of your tower.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Oh yeah, dude. Those are J4 Simpsons editions. 1000% yes.
Fuck
Can,
yeah.
can I buy those? How much are they?
I have no idea, but I'll send you the link when we get out of here.
Please. Yeah, those are great.
Great.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
wear those for sure. Yeah. So like it's weird because I have too many graphic tees. So like with shorts being ridiculous and like patterns, I feel like I need more like regular looking tees.
Just
but
like black tees,
Yeah.
I
white
would rock
tees.
the fuck out of
It's like a
that.
comfort colors.
Yeah, just a
blank
plain-
tee from Amazon.
Yeah, maybe with the
Yeah,
pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the vibe. Depended what she looked like. You know, if she was
If it was
super into
American,
that.
and it was American flag.
Yeah,
Patriotic. There was an eagle beak somewhere.
yeah. If
Pumps
she was,
it up.
if she was super into it, man. And you're,
Yeah, that's what I always say. You never know what you're into
Yeah.
until it happens.
yeah.
What's Terry say? You never know what you're into until you try it 10 times or something?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be my favorite, but I mean, you know,
It looks freeing.
yeah, yeah. Yes, I would wear that. Maybe not the kids version, but if it was,
That's my size. That's
I
why I
feel
saw it.
like you should wear that in a music video or something.
yeah,
sometime.
I'm down.
That would be great.
Tell me-
Gumby
tell me
gets
which
sued by
video.
Gumby's estate.
I'm Gumba, damn it. No, I wore a hot dog costume last year, and I was a daddy's dog and wore a daddy's dog hat.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty close.
That's all we
Yes.
got, unfortunately, fellas.
Oh, that was
thought
great.
they were all great.
Yeah, I'd wear them all.
No.
Except that couple, they were pretty. Yeah, I mean, you know, again, keep it on that edge. is this guy fucking with us? The answer is I am fucking with you.
Hey, while you've got your phone up on the thing, show Nicky T the fan of the week.
Oh yeah, let me
Let's
pull it
go.
up.
We can't put it on YouTube.
If I get it on the. Let me go to the.
It's a live photo, so it like moves.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it like jips around.
This TV's really nice too.
Right? Everything in here is really nice.
But you know what the most expensive item is in here, right?
Oh yeah, I do.
Is it this?
Shiny sign.
Oh, I thought it was that thing.
Oh, hello, friends.
Nah, that's all I got.
What a really nice lady. She looks kind and giving and
Hey,
generous.
do you have the meet and greet photo?
Possibly. I'll send it to you.
So what do you got going on next, Nicky T? What's
Dude, we're going to
what's the
those two
plans?
festivals. I'm excited about that. So we went to Blame My Roots last year, and that was like our first festival that worked with us. And then I'm excited. The festival that I've been going to the longest, the one I've been to for 12 years, we're having the camper party at it. So
Hell yeah.
Muscadine's playing it. Casey Tyndall, Cooper Allen, who I don't know, but he's playing it too. And then Kate Hastings.
Yeah, we met Cooper Allen
Bristol.
in Bristol.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, man.
Hell yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I've never met him, but man, I'm super excited for that. And then we're going to be back at Blame My Roots Fest for the camper party there too. Nico Moon's playing it. It's going to be a good time. Walker Montgomery, that's our boy. I love Walker.
Well, dude, thanks for coming on today.
Dude, thank you, man.
And y'all be sure to go follow Raised Rowdy, and let's get him off the shadow ban.
Yeah. Please buy some of his merch as well.
Yeah, buy
Yeah,
some of his
the
merch.
Raised Rowdy merchandise.
His
And
rank,
all the cool kids wear it.
his
Like,
rank keeps going up.
You know, like earlier, how we talked about how like people in Nashville know about things before the rest of the world knows about them. Like all the cool kids wear Raised Rowdy.
Hell
stuff,
yeah.
So
Well, at least the ones that I think are cool.
yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
Dude, but thank you so much for having me on here, dude.
I was the first person to wear a Raised Rowdy t-shirt
In a video.
in a music video.
You sure were, man. I
So,
appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, of course.
Love you, brother.
Love you, man. Thanks for being on here.
Thank you,
y'all. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and we love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
Believe in you. She sees the right in all my wrongs. She sees the best in everyone. She says I'm right on track, and when I'm not, she brings me back. She sees what only angels can. She sees me better than I am. Every day I'm still trying to be whatever she sees in me. Had a heartbreak, took it real bad. Ended up 6 months in a rehab. Sober was a hard thing till I found a 6-string. Still wish Daddy could have seen that. Yeah, but Mama did.